Hey guys, criminal defense attorney Ryan Pacyga, and today I want to tell you about what a speedy trial means. A defendant in America has a right to demand a speedy trial, and that timeline differs from state to state. But basically, once a defendant demands a speedy trial, the courts have to give that defendant a speedy trial within whatever time frame that state requires. And if they don't, it could lead to the case being dismissed. So usually that's used for people who are in jail and can't afford to bail out, and rather than sitting around for a year or two before their trial, they can demand a speedy trial, and the court has to give them a trial date within 60 days, 90 days, whatever of that demand. But tactically, sometimes you want to demand a speedy trial even if you are not in jail. And the reason is if you don't think the prosecution's ready to prosecute their case all the way, or you think you've got some really good evidence and you're just eager to go to trial right away, you can demand a speedy trial. And tactically, that will put pressure on the prosecution to either dismiss the case. Sometimes they'll make a really great offer because they're not prepared to try the case. Or you can catch them off guard if they're really not ready to prosecute it and kind of get the upper hand in a trial. Some states allow the prosecutors to demand a speedy trial. In fact, Minnesota does that. I don't think a lot of states allow the government to demand a speedy trial, but Minnesota is one of them, which is kind of odd. But at any rate, those are what speedy trial rights are. If you demand a speedy trial, you can always undo that later and waive a speedy trial, or usually you can undo it. And similarly, if you waive speedy trial initially, you can always change your mind later and demand a speedy trial. And so that's how that works. So there are tactical reasons for either waiving a speedy trial or demanding a speedy trial. And these are conversations you should have with a lawyer who's experienced in trying cases and understanding the strategies for and against waiving a speedy trial in your particular case. I'm criminal defense attorney Ryan Pacyga. If you have questions about criminal cases, you can reach me at 612-339-5844 or find me at arrestedmn.com.